Hey guys, and welcome back to the Sage 2021 Showcase. And now we have the game ZuPs Snow and Summer. So, I have a bit of a script to read here. Normally I don't read from a script, but in this situation I felt it necessary to write one. So we played this last Sage, and we beat it. We had a pretty nice time, especially because the creator, Daniel, he actually showed up to the stream. And it was very fun to chat with him. It was pretty obvious that Daniel and others involved with this game are furries, because it's a pretty furry game, and that was pretty cool. There's not really any major additional content to ZuPs this stage. You can look at the previous video if you want to see full gameplay. There'll be a video thing popping up probably at some point. Normally under my rules, I would skip a revisit to this game. There's numerous games that are released on Sage multiple years, and there's very little changes between some of them. Normally I skip them. Normally this would be the case with this game as well. But I have a special reason that I'm back on this game. One of the two artists on this game, and a friend of Daniel's, was Dial BM. Back in March, Dial tweeted out that he had COVID, and not even a week later he had passed away from the disease. I found all this out when I read what made this version of ZuPs special when I was checking the Sage game list this year. And Daniel actually wrote, "This update to the game is dedicated to Dial BM. Thank you for believing in my game when I didn't." That prompted me to look up Dial, and found him on Twitter, found his Twitter account, found the full story from there. I didn't know Dial, but it's clear that he was a pretty close friend to Daniel. I don't really know Daniel that well either, but I very much deeply appreciated his stream attendance last year. It was really fun hanging out with him, and he was just a really nice guy. So it was wonderful to sit down and just chat with a dev while playing their game, like just in general, I like doing that, and it's very rare to do that with furry devs too. So, in thanks to Daniel, and in respect to Dial, I just wanted to play the endless mode of this game a little bit, and just kind of appreciate the game again. We never really checked out the endless mode last year, so yeah. But before we do that, there is one more thing I want to show off. Let's go into the game as normal. So this is the level select. It's worth noting that the most significant update of the game this year is that the character select has a lot of new cameo appearances of characters if you can meet their special unlock conditions by playing certain stages. You might notice here that I actually already have the levels all beaten, and all the cameos are already unlocked, all the sprites you see there. There aren't any more levels than the original, than what we saw last year. It's just that there's more special conditions to unlock characters. All the characters are unlocked here. This isn't because I'm skilled, but because I'm kind of clever, and I figured out how to edit the save data and spawn all these fellas in. I'm not terribly great at puzzle games, so this was probably the only way to unlock all the cameos. But you can see all of them here. And if we go over here to the right, do you see the character between 9 and 10? Basically where I have my cursor character right now, above that. That there is, that's Dial's character. That was the main reason that I kind of cheesed it and unlocked the cameos. I felt that one was important to unlock. But on that note, because it's worth honoring what he created, like I said, he was one of the two artists that worked on this game. He did a fair amount of the art in this game. I think most of the cutscene art. But here's some other art of Dial's character that I found. I figured I'd share that too. I think it was all drawn by Dial as well. I found it on his Twitter. So let me pull some of these up. I think he's a bunny, from what I can tell. Quite a cute character. And quite a lovely art style, too. It's possible that some of this art was drawn by other people. I'm not really sure. It's a little hard to get the proper copyrights figured out on Twitter. But, very cute. But yeah, so that's basically all the little intro startup stuff I have right now. I guess I just want to say, you know, rest in peace style. Alright, let's play some endless mode. I believe that is, if I recall, I don't think endless mode is new, I think I just never played it. It's over here. On the side. Yeah, last time Daniel Rotwin, the developer, was here last year. We played this in 2020. It was a good time. Now, I don't remember how to play. But it is a Switch, it is a... Yeah, it's... Yeah, I remember how to play now. Now, I'm not great at puzzle games because I'm really bad at setting up chains, unfortunately. I mean, I can get some decent chains, sir, but... It's rare for me, unfortunately. Oh yeah, I guess the best way to set up a chain is probably to time it. But yeah, sorry that... I mean, well, I'm not really sorry, I guess you could say, but... Obviously, this is a bit more of a somber game experience, and typically speaking, I don't like to be a downer, but I thought under the circumstances that, yeah, I felt like playing this. I don't think anybody's gonna hold that against me. I think there's a way to speed this up. Like, make it go down faster. I don't know how, though. What button does... Oh, okay, spacebar, got it. So the reason I'm bad... I'm not bad at puzzle games as a whole, but I am bad at, Well, what would you call this? What would you call these kind of puzzle games like Tetris and... anything with moving block stuff? I'm not good at that stuff. Or rather, I'm competent, but never good at setting up combos. Hope Daniel's doing okay. I haven't talked to him since last year, since he came to that stream 1 year ago when we checked out his game. This game, that is. That was the last time I talked to him, so... hope he's doing okay. Sucks to lose a friend. Nice combo. I can kind of set up combos sometimes. I should probably pull some blocks down. Let's get some more in here. There we go. I imagine this will speed up and be a lot tougher, probably. Nice. Oh, well, I got a 3 combo. That's not too bad. 3 chain. It's not really a combo. Chain. Think of, well, combo chain? I don't know. Fucking what is even the terminology of these games? I wouldn't know. These are time sort of reactionary puzzle games, yeah. Well, it's the games that really want you to, like, you know, build the pieces together and set up a chain reaction, and that sort of thing is something that I'm not terribly amazing at, I guess you could say. Oops, I messed up a combo. But as far as basic survivability goes, I'm fine. I need this to go faster, or I need to put pressure on myself. So this is going to. I think I actually am. I think I'm on easy mode, aren't I? I selected easy mode, then went to endless. So actually, I get why it's so easy now. I don't really think about that. Maybe we should up it. Here, let's exit back the title and switch it up to hard mode. Let's just switch it up to... Okay, there we go. How bad could it be? Yeah, we have a lot more pieces to work with in hard mode, so... Nice. I think when I have more pieces, I might do honestly better. Well, it also increased the playfield size. It didn't just didn't just give us more pieces. It actually chained things up, chain things up on us here too. I'm actually a little curious. I doubt anybody here does, but I'm kind of curious, especially those of you in the YouTube comments too. Did any of you know Dial? Does anybody know Daniel? Daniel had an amazingly good personality. I really enjoyed talking to him last year. So maybe I should hit him up again. Try to find him. Maybe I'll use in socials or something. Social medias. I don't know. He made an exceptionally relaxing puzzle game. That is to say this. It is quite nice. I like the music. I don't remember who he said did the music. I think I asked that question last year, but I can't remember what the answer was. Yeah, honestly, when I heard the news, you know, when I read that post and I realized what had happened, once I read the description to this, basically the Sage entry for this game this year is what clued me into everything, and like I said earlier. And when I noticed that, and then I, you know, went and I hunted down the Dial's Twitter, and I figured out, oh, you know, what happened, I was just like, geez. From what I could tell, Dial was younger and healthier than I am, you know? So it's just like, geez. And this is why people need to take the pandemic seriously. Because, yeah. It's so weird. Like, it's so weird who it affects very severely and who it doesn't, you know? Some people get away with barely much of an issue if they catch it. And then other people, it doesn't always matter about, like, you know, like the elderly or those in frail health, they're more at a risk, but that doesn't necessarily mean that if you're healthy, you'll be fine. Yeah. You can find his Twitter pretty easily. And you can see the lovely respect that he's gotten from a lot of people. Like I said, Dial BM. You can Dial BM on Twitter is all you have to do to find his Twitter account. Here, I can share if you guys would like. There's something that correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think Twitter has this, and I think it should. On Fur Affinity, which is a furry art site if you're not aware, if somebody passes away, they get a subtle but very special little symbol next to their name, an infinity symbol. To kind of hold a legacy to their account. I feel that more websites should do that. Do something to acknowledge the person who had this account has passed away. Do something to respect that, you know? I don't know if Twitter has anything like that. I don't really use Twitter that extensively. As far as I'm aware, it doesn't. Which, that's kind of... People really talk about their lives on Twitter. You know, I don't like Twitter. I actually find it to be a pretty miserable platform a lot of times, but I will say this. When people aren't getting into big political wars or stupid fights over dumb things, Twitter accounts are just slice of life, you know? Little slices of life of people's lives and what they are feeling that day or talking about or what they're having for dinner or just stuff like that. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it also makes me realize that since it is very much slice of life, I kind of feel like if the person who had that Twitter account, they pass away, I kind of feel like it's then appropriate to have some sort of little chronicling of that fact. A respectful little, you know, indicator. Because that slice of life has stopped, well, slicing, basically. And then I think there should be a little acknowledgement of that. Found out the other day that someone who got a skin in Smasher had passed away. COVID as well, or... Oh, of course, Ika, of course. I mean, feel free. I think it's... I absolutely love video game tributes to people who passed away. That's one of the most awesome things that a game developer can do. You know, I'm on hard mode. This still doesn't really feel that hard to me. I am, note though, my level has been going up. I assume, like any sort of puzzle game with levels, the higher level, the faster it'll go. But if that's the case, it's really going easy on me so far. Level 7 and it barely... Has it sped up? I don't even know. If I was better at getting combos, I could build the level faster, but... Part of it's just moving quick. Not sure, I didn't really know them. I see. At the very least, when somebody does pass away, but they have, you know, a character in a game, or some sort of mark that they made in a game, or an art they drew or such. At the very least, you know, there's always a bit of something there still, you know? A bit of them still there. I just noticed, if I set up a chain right after a chain, regardless of whether or not it touches that chain or not, I noticed that if I establish it fast enough, it does combo off of itself. Sort of, maybe. Actually, I'm not sure about this even now. It seems like it sometimes does, based on the sound effect. Alright, let's make it harder on myself. I'm sorry, Hyper. I suppose you're right. I'm not always the best of words. This is not saying I don't know if you noticed, but eulogies are not something I generally give. I apologize if I stumble over my words and make it sound dumb. That's just me being socially awkward. Which I am actually very much so. You may not think that, being that I'm a streamer. I may not seem like I'm socially awkward, but I very much exceptionally am. So if I do say a word in a weird way, that's just my brain struggling to figure out how to say it. Not any sort of disrespect. Actually, generally speaking, I will say things awkwardly when I do give them full weight. That is to say, when I know for a fact that it is something important to say right, that's when I mess up usually. In other words, it's not because I'm being flippant or not caring enough. It's probably, if anything, performance anxiety. I've carried too much. Are we all shit words? I mean, this is why a lot of people have to write... This is why if somebody goes to a funeral, you know, and you know, deeply knew the person that had passed away, a lot of people write themselves scripts because it's hard to keep your words unjumbled when you're in, you know, when you're dealing with the emotions. So you got to read from a script just to keep your words arranged. That's why I even wrote a script for my intro here. Level 9 now. I actually kind of hope this gets fast enough to actually start challenging me. Because I'm pretty shit at puzzle games, so if I'm not getting challenged, then it needs to speed up. Ah, I messed it up. Let's bring this down again. I'm a bit better at words, but staying quiet respectfully is also a valid way to show respect. It is. It is. Unfortunately, as a streamer, I'm essentially the person at the podium. If I stay silent, people are expecting me to say something, you know? Hi, Chris. To summarize, I have played this. This is ZuPs Snow and Summer. I played it last year, and there's not really any major significant changes to the game for this year, but I'm playing it again anyways because somebody on the development team passed away, and it was clear that it affected the main developer quite heavily. And that was a guy who I enjoyed speaking with last year when I played his game, when I played the game then. So out of respect, I wanted to play it again. Now, I say I'm bad at puzzle games, but I'm not terrible. I can still manage some combos here and there. I guess I'm just average. I think that's the best word for me. You know, I think it's actually starting to speed up a bit. Level 11, finally feeling some momentum now. I might have to push the fill down just to keep the rhythm going at this point. Oh, fun fact, this game actually has a lot of customization, so if you have, like, color blindness, I believe there's, like, a mode that makes the shapes a lot more prominent, so that it's a lot easier to play, basically. If I recall, Daniel put a lot of care and thought into this game to make it fun for, you know, all audiences. Yeah, thanks, Key. I was mostly addressing the fact that Hyper brought up what he did, and I was like, since he brought it up, I should probably address it, basically. I'm also apparently bad at lining things up in these games. Thought that was create a combo, but I was wrong. Yeah, it's starting to go just fast enough to kind of put some pressure on me now. Thing is, I can choose to either go. I can either choose to go quickly, or I can choose to go for combos. I really, I'm not. I can get, like, you know, the basic combo, nice and quick. But trying to play out something of a chain quickly is not very good. It's not very much in my forte, I would say. Doesn't this feel like Spyro music, by the way? Kind of gives me like Spyro Hub World music vibes. But yeah, Key, what you said though, like sometimes I have noticed some like eulogies having some humor in them, like respectfully. So, and just, you know, trying to sometimes that's very valuable in a in a grim situation. Sometimes a little humor is well placed if done correctly. But I also don't think that I'm the sort of person to construct something like that very well. I can be funny, of course, but I don't think I can be funny in a difficult situation like that. I don't think that's in my skill set. Hub or credit music? Credit music? Yeah, maybe a little bit. It's not usually a little more energetic though. Well, that's weird. Did you see that? I placed that block, but it didn't create a chain with the red. That was odd. I placed that down and it did nothing. Well, not even dark humor, Hyper. Just like if somebody had an anecdote about, you know, some story, some sort of story that happened that involved the deceased person, you know, back when they were alive, and just like some sort of like personal story of some shenanigans that the one doing the speech and the one who passed away did back then. Like a nice little humorful story about the past, basically. Like. That's not dark humor, really. That's just more reminiscing about a funny event. Which, you know, that has its place, is what I mean. I wish there was a way to artificially increase the level, but I guess I gotta just earn it, huh? Level 12. We've been making progress. It's a bit slow, though. If I was better at combos, I bet this would come together a lot faster, but oh well. Dark humor, I said light and dark beat. Oh, fair enough. I misread. But, yeah. Admittedly, I'm not sure how long we want to go in endless mode. I figured I'd go until I lost, but... unfortunately, I'm competent. Would be nice if there was a way to increase the speed more, like, quickly. I feel like it would take level 20 to kill me. That's just my assumption. I think around level 20 is when the pressure might get to me. I feel like Tetris is the only game I have extensively played that has a system like this, and I feel as if I want to say that Tetris, its levels advance much faster than this game, but I can't quite remember. Like, just as a comparison. Ever know what Dial BM liked? No, not really. Though you can look over his Twitter to kind of find out little things here and there. I don't really know him at all, but still the case of this is a friend of... Not a friend of a friend. I wouldn't say Daniel Rutwind is my friend. We haven't talked enough for that to be a thing, but a friend of somebody who I respect. I think that's a fair way of putting it. Oops. Honestly, though, if the speed was consistently moving downwards, if the blocks were consistently moving downwards even during combos, this speed would start the speed we're at right now would be kind of scary. But since I can freeze it by doing any combo, it's not too scary actually. Let me actually try something here. Okay. Not exactly a combo, but I was like, hey, maybe this will do a bit more. Seems like if a block falls during a combo, then it will chain the combo. But if it doesn't, if I don't have a block fall afterwards, it may not be part of the combo. Sometimes it seems like it still counts as a combo, but sometimes it doesn't. Nice. Man, only level 12 now. High score is 30k, so I guess the high score to beat in the Sinless mode would be that. Yeah, I'm that obnoxious balance where I'm competent enough not to lose, but not competent enough to advance the levels at an exciting pace. In other words, I'm exactly the most boring type of player of this, unfortunately. I'm just not good at playing moves ahead. Never been an amazing skill of mine. Yeah, sure. That being said, I'm suddenly feeling the pressure. Hold on. Oh, well. Rip. That was not what I meant to do at that time. There we go. Okay, level 12 is actually starting to sweat me a little bit. I don't constantly make little combos. Honestly, the simple fact is if you make a small combo, it really stops it all for a while. Which makes it very easy to, you know, match pace, I guess you could say, with the falling blocks. Just need something to interrupt. That's all you need. Hasn't been easy for any of us since 2020. Let's see. What was being said here? 2020 was a hit for me. Lost 5 close friends. Oh, Iga. I'm sorry. I don't believe I have personally lost anyone I knew. But I feel like that was kind of lucky, if anything. Oh wow, I glitched the game. Do you see what I did? That's not supposed to, that's probably not supposed to be like that. Even when it's a puzzle game, I glitch it. Doesn't matter what genre it is, I will glitch the game. Well, at least some things are always consistent. That was a pretty good combo. Oh, that's a good combo. I'll take that. Parker lost an uncle from Mixicova and a heartache last year. I'm sorry. I think you mentioned. I think I remember you mentioning that, if I recall. My streams are normally for happy moods and for cheering people up. And I do like to focus on that. Wow, I've destroyed almost the entire visible row. But, sometimes it's good to take a step back and discuss more somber things. I don't do it often. I don't like to do it. I mean, who likes to do it, right? But sometimes there's a point to it. Man, I am doing fairly well. But in the most boring possible way, I feel like I'm being boring. Am I being boring? I don't play puzzle games enough, so I don't know if I'm boring or not. Hopefully not. That's not really the point, though. Whether I'm interesting or boring doesn't really matter too much to me right now. More importantly is just appreciating this game. Because honestly, it's a very good game. Even if I may have found a few little glitches here and there. But hey, that's just... I don't feel like that's ever going to be the fault of a developer. I think that's just what happens when I get a hold of a video game. There is no way to quell my ability to find a glitch. It happens. Heart attack. I was gonna say that's probably what you meant, but I think I got lucky if Kovat said Blink. I've not lost any of my IRL friends to it. I know my cousin and my best friend suffered, but they did recover. I'm glad they recovered. You know, I thought it'd be past level 12 by now. Sure takes a while to make progress in this. It's a very slow endless mode. It's a very slow endless mode. Yeah, that's kind of what endless means. Endlessness takes a lot of time, in fact. I just realized the irony of that statement. Well, I think I'm about done. I mean, I think I could just keep going, but that's interesting. I didn't actually realize you could use just arrow keys to pick up and drop. Interesting. I've been using Z the whole time. Alt F4 super secret. No, I'm just gonna fail. Oh, I actually beat the high score. Yeah, that's a good enough reason. I beat the high score. I win! High score. I feel satisfied with that. But, yeah. So that was ZuPs, so Snow and Summer. And, it's a good game. If you haven't checked it out, either this year or last year, that was a good game. Not a lot of changes in between the 2 years, but it doesn't really matter too much because it was just a fun game. There's a nice little story mode. If you didn't see like, the last year episode, maybe check that out or play it yourself. It's, of course, a part of the Save 2021 showcase, so anybody can download it. It's free to download. But yeah, I really wish Daniel the best and moving forward. And, well, yeah, I guess that's about all I have to say. Rest in peace, Dial. And your art has clearly brought people out of cheer. People loved this game last year. Part of that is because of the lovely art, like this art right here on the title screen, which I believe is also drawn by Dial. It's good stuff, and I really hope that he left a good legacy. I feel like he did. That was ZuPs.